To understand the industry of the Southeast, you must first understand its people. The Igbo, for generations, their culture has celebrated skill, trade, and invention. From blacksmiths in Oka to traders in Onitsha, craftsmanship was woven into everyday life. The scars of Nigeria's civil war left the region devastated. Yet, out of the ashes rose a renewed drive for self-reliance. With no large factories or government support, communities turned inward, relying on skill, creativity, and collective effort. Workshops became classrooms, traders became inventors, and what emerged was a decentralized industrial ecosystem, unlike any other in Africa. Today, that spirit continues in backyards, in clusters, and in bustling markets, where production never sleeps. Across Aba, Onitsha, and Enugu, the home of sewing machines tell the story of survival and style. Long before Nigeria's modern fashion industry found its voice, tailors in Southeast were mastering design, pattern making, and garment construction. The phrase "Aba made" once carried a hint of imitation, but today it stands for authenticity and ambition. Thousands of small clothing factories now produce everything from military uniforms to designer wares sold across West Africa. Behind each fabric lies a story of innovation, local dyeing technique, handcrafted embroidery, and adaptive reuse of imported materials. From street fashion to export-ready apparel, the textile sector here thrives on one simple rule: create no matter what. If the Southeast had an industrial capital, it would be Aba. Inside its markets, artisans mold raw hides into shoes, belts, and bags, all by hand. It is here that Nigeria's largest concentration of leather producers work without assembly lines, but with precision and pride. Each year, millions of pairs of shoes leave Aba markets, bound for Cameroon, Ghana, and beyond. What was once seen as imitation now fuels a regional export industry worth billions of naira. Behind the dust and noise, there is craftsmanship, generational skill passed from father to son, mother to daughter, and its cause lies the same message. Production is not only about goods, it's about dignity. To the west of the region lies Nnewi, the city that redefined African manufacturing. Here, an entire automotive industry emerged from small workshops and family businesses. By the 1980s, Nnewi had become synonymous with spare parts. Its engineers reverse-engineered components, built machinery, and supplied the nation's vehicles. Today, that legacy lives on in companies like Innocent Vehicle Manufacturing, Nigeria's first indigenous car maker. But beyond Innocent are hundreds of smaller firms producing motorcycle spare parts, batteries, and engine components. Nnewi's success is not just industrial, it is ideological. It proves that when government fails, private initiative can build an entire economy from the ground up. The clang of metal is a constant sound across the Southeast. In foundries and workshops, blacksmiths and welders transform scrap irons into tools, generators, and farm machineries. In Enugu and Anambra, artisans have mastered the art of fabrication, constructing everything from grain mills to oil presses and cassava grinders. Without access to modern technology, they design their own. These metal workers are the invisible engineer of rural Africa, building the machines that feed communities, power workshop, and sustain the agricultural backbone of the region. From the auto workshop of Nnewi to the electronic stores of Onitsha, a new generation is pushing the boundaries of innovation. In small shops, Young engineers repair circuit boards, design inverters, and build alternative energy systems from discarded materials. This is grassroots technology, born not from research labs, but from the lived experience. Across Enugu and Oka, new innovation hubs are emerging, connecting the informal sector to universities and investors. Here, technology is not imported, it is adapted, it is reimagined, it is made to fit the realities of Africa's economy. Agriculture has always been the foundation of the Southeast economy, and now it fuels a growing agro-industrial movement. Local entrepreneurs are turning cassava into starch, palm fruit into oil, and rice into packaged brands that line up supermarket shelves. Small factories in Ebonyi process rice for export, while others in Anambra refine palm kernel oil into cosmetic and biodiesels. Each step adds value, creates jobs, and reduces dependence on imports. This is industrialization through agriculture, the rebirth of a regional economy from the soil upward. In the Southeast, industry is not confined to skyscrapers or industrial parks. It lives in the open, in backyards, open markets, and small clusters that employ millions. At the heart of it all lies the Igbo apprenticeship system, the largest business training model in Africa. It turns young apprentices into business owners, ensuring the continuous transfer of knowledge and skill. This informal economy is decentralized, self-financed, and remarkably efficient. It has produced more manufacturers than any government program ever could. Here, every street is an industrial estate, every home a startup, every idea a potential enterprise. Yet, for all its resilience, the Southeast industrial movement faces immense challenges: poor power supply, bad roads, insecurity, and limited access to credit. Decades of government neglect have left its innovators working against the odds. Still, the question remains, how does a region without major infrastructure continue to produce so much? The answer lies in its culture, in the deep-rooted belief that progress must come from within. If supported with infrastructure, policy, and investment, this indigenous economy could transform not only Nigeria, but Africa's entire industrial landscape. In the heart of Nigeria's southeast lies a quiet industrial revolution, one not powered by billion-dollar corporations or foreign investment, but by the ingenuity of ordinary people. From narrow streets where artisans hammer steel to crowded markets echoing with the rhythm of sewing machines, this region has built a manufacturing identity entirely its own. Here, production is not just business, it is survival, it is heritage, it is proof that necessity can spark innovation. This is the southeast of Nigeria, the home of indigenous manufacturing and production. Across the world, nations are rediscovering the power of local production, but in Nigeria's southeast, that truth has never been forgotten. Here, industry is not taught, it is inherited. Innovation is not imported, it is lived. And the dream of self-reliance is not a policy, it is a way of life. From Aba's shoemaker to Nnewi's engineer, from Enugu's welders to Ebonyi's millers, the story of the Southeast is a story of what happens when a people decide to build their own future. This is more than regional pride. This is the blueprint for Africa's industrial independence. As the world searches for new models of growth and sustainability, the southeast of Nigeria already holds one, built not on oil or foreign aid, but on human skill and determination. Every factory floor, every workshop, every market stall tells the same story, that progress can begin anywhere if people believe in their own hands. The Southeast has done more than produce goods. It has produced hope, identity, and a blueprint for self-reliance across Africa. If this story inspires you, share it. Let the world know that from Aba to Nnewi, Enugu to Ebonyi, a quiet revolution in production is already shaping Nigeria's future. Subscribe for more stories that celebrate Africa's ingenuity, resilience, and rising power. Because the more the world sees it, the more the world will believe it. This is the story of Southeast, the home of indigenous manufacturing and production.